Greetings and welcome, my friends. This is Edge of Tomorrow, an Orzhov blink deck loaded with men we want to see enter play multiple times. We have men that double as removal, card draw, and token generation. The goal is to load up our board, snipe enemy men when we need to, and crush the opponent under the weight of our tokens. When our men are killed off, we've included a way to get them back from the grave to go again and again. We've even got a sweeper that can take care of an opponent's problematic cards before they've played them out. Let's get in there. We're playing the full set of Case of the Uneaten Feast. It's a life gain enchantment that can help keep our life total from dropping too quickly. Once we've gained 5 life or more during our turn, we will have solved the case, and on later turns we can sacrifice the case to be able to play our men from the grave. It's a great way to get our men back. Airbender Ascension is our blink card. When it enters play, we get to airbend an enemy or one of our own men. Once we fully unlock the Ascension, we can blink our men at the end of our turn. That can end up giving us a huge edge when we blink the men we have in our lineup. Helpful Hunter is a small cat that gets us an extra draw when it enters. While it won't do much for us in combat, the Hunter gets us extra cards to help find more men or cards that can give us an edge on board. Card draw is king, and we want our crown. Resolute Reinforcements is a 2-mana guy that gives us 2 bodies for the price of 1. It's a great card to play out once we have an Ascension, since it will add 2 counters and will be halfway to unlock our blink enchantment. The reinforcements even have flash, so we can play them out at instant speed to take the opponent by surprise. Strategic Betrayal is one of our removals. While it doesn't target a specific enemy, it will eliminate one, and as a bonus, it will exile the opponent's grave. The exile portion is the reason we've brought this along over other removals. It gives us a chance to fight against any reanimation strategies. The Terminus of Return is a fantastic mana artifact. It will provide us an extra mana, and later in the game we can harness the power of the Terminus, and it will get us one of our men from the grave. Not only do we get the benefit of our men when we play them out, but we get their enters play ability when we blink them, and when they rise from the dead. Appa is a fantastic airbending enabler. It has flash to surprise the opponent at instant speed. When Appa enters, this crazy bison lets us airbend any of our permanents. And since we can do so at instant speed, we can save our stuff from removals or a sweeper. As a bonus, Appa spits out little token men when we play cards from exile, which is all the cards that we saved when we played him out. The end is out other targeted removal that will take out an enemy along with all copies of it. It really is the end if we hit them with it. This is also a key tool since we get to look through the opponent's deck. The information is critical to one of our upcoming cards. As a bonus, this will cost us 2 mana less if we have 5 life or less. Odin is here to snipe enemy men as well as the opponent if we can connect with Odin the turn after we've played him out. Even if the opponent has blockers, there's a good chance we can blink Odin for a second go around and take out another enemy to thin out the herd. If we get to his final chapter, we'll get to draw 2 cards and each player will lose 2 life. The Rise of Sozin is not one of our men, but an enchantment. It does cost us 6 mana, but it will clear out all men, friend, and foe alike. On the second chapter, we get to name a card and we'll eliminate all copies of it from the opponent's hand, deck, and grave. It's this ability that we greatly benefit from any information we've gathered when looking through the opponent's deck, thanks to the end. On chapter 3, we finally get the Booty Kicker Sozin. He can let us get back enemy men from the opponent's grave if he connects, but it's this final form that we can use in Ascension to blink Sozin, and he'll return to clear out all men once more. This gives us a second shot at the second ability and crippling the opponent's deck further. The White Overlord is a powerful tool. We can play it out with Impending and get a pair of 2/1 flying tokens. Once we have it in play, we can blink it for additional tokens, and if we airbend it with Appa, we can play it out for only 2 mana. For lands, we're playing 2 Fountainport, the special land that generates tokens and lets us sacrifice them for card draw. 2 Restless Fortress, the Orzhov Manland. 4 Godless Shrine, the Orzhov Shockland. 4 Bleachbone Verge, the swamp that becomes a duel when we have a swamp or plains in play. 4 Swamp. 2 Realm of Ko, the special land that we can use to generate spirit tokens. 1 Midgar City of Mako, the special land that has an adventure that lets us sacrifice one of our men or an artifact to draw 2 cards. 4 Plains. And 1 Adagia, Windswept Bastion, the special land that lets us make a token copy of an artifact or enchantment, but only after we station 12 power worth of men. Playing the deck is rather straightforward. We play out our early men and hopefully an Ascension. We're without 3 drops, so the Terminus is uniquely situated to help us power out multiple 2 mana cards. We can play it on turn 3, then follow up with a second 2 drop. An Overlord gives us airborne attackers while helping unlock our Ascension. With Appa, we can airbend it even if we played it out with Impending. And then we can replay the Overlord for only 2 mana. The same is true for any of our other expensive cards. We have enough removals to keep the opponent's men from running away from the game, and our top end can take over. That's the deck, boys. Let's go play some games.
Do you want to play a game?
This is Rhino. He totally spelled his name wrong. Oopsie poopsie, bro. We're kicking things off with an older version of the deck. Wrench is a card that I would have loved to keep in the final form. This hand does look fine. We have plays early and the Ascension can slow down an attacker. Keep your pants on. They play out a first turn timeline caller. Hold the phone. We are going to 18 before we've even had the chance to play a land. Their play is a skeleton case. The little angry black men have arrived. The tap lands have put us in a bind, especially with them being rather aggressive early. It was not long after this game we trimmed out some of the tap lands. Early mana is very important. We'll go with the case this turn. That will let us gain life once we start dropping men. They go with the Corpses of the Lost. Not only is it another attacker, but it's also pump and haste. These skeleton decks can be brutal. We draw a Verge, which is fantastic. We needed that 4th mana. But this turn goes to our Ruinous Waterbending, a small sweeper we pulled in favor of targeted removal. The times this was useful were rather limited, but here it will work just fine. They bring in a Miner. Thanks to the Corpses, it will get pump and haste. They follow up with a Sissel, while we can recover if we fall behind early. We're not really designed to be on the back foot like this. We'll go with our Hunter this turn. Extra cards for us could matter. They're already down to just 2 in hand. We'll follow up with our Ascension and airbend their Cecil. The Caller is more important than Cecil. They send it and we'll block up. We're fighting to stay in this one. If we can get them to run out of ammo and we're still playing out cards, we might be in decent shape. We draw another Ascension, but this turn has to go to our Wrench. Let's grab some of their stuff to use against them. There is a Betrayal in the back of the bus. We'll take it. That would solve their Caller. Another removal here is good too. Let's take the Triumph. They hit our Wrench with a Trajectory, but that's not enough. They follow up with a second one to get the job done. It's a rough day when they have to use 2 removals for one of our cards. We've gone down to 4 life, and we're at the point where every point of life is critical. We'll play out the second case, then follow up with our Overlord. We'll get a pair of token blockers, which will give us 4 life. They burn their case to go fetch a card out of their deck. They can get anything. Another Corpses of the Lost would be a good grab. What did I just say? We have to block the biggest things. This is going to be close. We draw a snail, another card that fell victim to the deck's evolution. This turn, we'll play out the second Ascension and play it out. Our first Ascension will be unlocked when we play out the snail. We're about to clear out their hand as well as their board. None of these things can come back thanks to their betrayal. The train going to Combo Town is this way, sir. Here's your ticket. They activate their sanctuary and send it. We'll go ahead and take the hit. Our snail is a little bit more important alive than dead. We draw a land, but that's fine. We have a card we can toss to get rid of their sanctuary. That's right. Get gone, girl. Thanks to our Ascension, we can attack and have the snail ready to block. And with every blink, we gain another 2 life. They drop in a miner and follow up with their long-lost Cecil. They send in their miner, and once again we'll take the hit. They're on top decks, and while so are we have an Overlord coming online on our turn. We draw a Hunter and we'll drop it in. It's another 2 life, and we unlock the second Ascension. They snipe our Overlord, then go ahead and send it. We'll go ahead and block. We'll be playing a Rise of Sozin and clearing out all men anyways. We get our Chapter 2 and we'll take out one of their cards. The miner in particular is annoying as it can come back from the grave rather easily. A Corpses would also be a good card to name as that generates a token that can swing in right away. We'll play the second Rise of Sozin. When one flips into Sozin, we can blink it out and repeat this process until they have nothing left in their deck but lands. GG's opponent. Hey, there's another Corpses already. We draw another wrench, which will come in handy. For the second chapter on our second rise, we'll take out their remaining corpses. No more of these this game. Now we can hit them with our wrench and grab some more ammo, but it'll be their ammo. No, wait, they spill their beans all over their lap. That's GG's, extra Sozin cheese. This is quick. He's so fast he forgot the U and the C in his own name. Oopsie poopsie, bro. We get a shuffler special with double Verge. We do have a case, an Ascension, and a Hunter we could play out early if we get some white mana. It's a risk, but we'll take it. Keep your hopes up. We draw an Odin, but what we really need is any basic land. What a surprise, a cub. We see these so much, it's a surprise when you don't see them. We draw planes and now we can start playing the game. Let's drop in our case, then we can airbend their land. Bouncing it is better, but this is the best we can do. All they've got is damages for 2. The Ouroboros will have to wait for their next turn. We draw a Reinforcements, which would be great to get in play, but this turn we'll go with our Hunter. With any luck, it will draw us a 4th land. And we do get a shock land. We'll pay the life to get it in untapped. That will let us play out the Reinforcements. They fire off a white virtue, they'll get a token, and they're building up some decent pressure. They didn't get a 4th land, apparently, but they do have the man advantage. They send it, and we'll play out the Reinforcements. Instant speed is always best. We'll sacrifice the token and the Hunter to block up their cub. This is a fine trade for us. They play out a snare, kind of a wacky deck. They use it to snag our Ascension. We use it to gain an advantage, but we can fight even without it. We draw a removal, but it's not worth using on a token. We'll impending out our Overlord, and we can use a token to trade with their knight. They play out a Titan, and now we have a good target for the end. Amazing enough, they send it. We'll block with a token. They are likely thinking their Titan will run the table. We draw a Terminus, but this turn goes to our removal. Let's smash the Titan, and we can see what kind of deck they've put together. They are a Una deck. If we can drop the Rise of Sozin, we can snipe some of their cards before they even draw them. They pay the full price for their white virtue when they've got nothing on board. Should have kept that token back. We're drawing our top end when we need another land. At least all we need is one more mana, and we can throw down with the pair of Odins. They drop in a Fenrir. It's something at least. And it will get bigger thanks to their virtue. A sixth land arrives at the perfect time. The great thing about Odin is he is not legendary, so we can have multiples in play at the same time. They don't like the way this looks. All it takes is one hit from Odin on our next turn and it's GG's. They have reason to fear. We get our Overlord and they'll have to decide what to snipe. They eyeball Odin but then fire off their removal on our Overlord. They passed the turn without making any plays. Did they get a removal? They're going to want to snipe Odin. Let's send it and see what they've got. That was a removal, so they saved themselves this turn. We'll follow up with our second Odin. They're going to need another removal. Their last card was just that, another removal. But this one gives us map tokens we can use to pump our men. They draw a virtue and make their token before paying the full price for their virtue. We'll play out our second case, then use the map tokens to pump our flyer. We can still get in through the air. A Fountainport is excellent. We can hold off their growing token the rest of this game. Playing out the Fountainport gets us enough mana to harness the Terminus. Let's get in for damages, then we can let the reinforcements go to be able to get men back from our grave. They need a pile of removals to stop our men now that we can get them back. They give it up. They can't stop our token in the coming tide. GG's, no cheese needed. This is Drone. Why is Drone better? Or maybe that's what he does. He drones on and on. We get a 3-lander with double Rise, a Terminus, and an Ascension. This is a complicated hand. We do have more than just top-end plays in the deck. The Ascension at least can airbend a problem threat early, but then we have nothing unless we draw well. It's a hand I was about to mull, but we'll give it a try. Keep your hopes up. They play out a big booty mana guy. When you want your mana to block, you go with the Zealot. With them on green, we should aim to get to 6 mana as soon as we can. They go without plays. Even with 3 mana, they can't throw something down? I find that suspect. Having only 1 white mana complicates things. We'll have to choose what to play, and I'm thinking the Ascension to bounce their Zealot. The longer we can keep them doing nothing on their turns, the better it will be for us. They play out a Preserver. It is going to threaten to get bigger. They will need plenty of mana, so it's good we bounced their Zealot. They play out a Reclamation Sage. They snipe our Ascension with it, and we'll have to play fairly yet again. Now that we have more white mana, we can play out our case, then follow up with the Hunter. Draw us a land, little buddy, and like a good hunter, he does. They go with their Zealot, and the Preserver gets to load up on counters. When they send it, we'll block their biggest. We're clearing men out on our turn anyways. We draw another Ascension, but we have to smash their board. Out of these three, I think we have to take out the Preserver. It's essentially the biggest threat. Their play is a super-powered Smelf. It can tap for a mana for each elf they have, but they have a whole one. It's time to take out their Preserver. We'll smell you later, bro. They play out a real Smelf, but we already know what they're cooking. Bahama Mama is going to be the first to go. Ugin will be next. With those gone, all they have are small men, and we can work those over too. Their last card is a big beater that we'll definitely want to take out when we get the chance. Airbending their Smelf sounds good, but let's save the Ascension for later. We'll just keep our mana up for Appa. Sozin is legendary, so we can't have two of them in play at once. They drop their big bug, and it will let them play men right out of their grave. It's time to drop Appa, and we can airbend our Sozin in the Rise. Playing them out again for only 2 mana is so unfair. Now we'll airbend Appa with our Ascension, and we can do this all over again later. Our play will be a Rise to clear out their team, and we'll be clearing cards out of their deck as well. It's a double-edged sword we're swinging and making their deck bleed. I think we broke them. The lights are on, but nobody is home. That's GG's, extra cheese, and that, my friends, is another satisfied customer.